a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Thank you so much.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. You found a power key. Go slot it. Flying Nimbus!
Yeah, risky.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Wanna see that guy?
Great! You know what to do with that key. Damn you!
Got him with the death ball though. Capping my body. Guys, what this, bro? Next game, I'm not saving nobody. Tired of saving these guys. That's how I keep dying.
Use it, but do you think that it'll actually
These guys
work
suck
out
at
there?
that.
Because surely it must, right? With the demon known as Kibi having to then further question, is that some kind of a transformation of sorts that the Grand Minister just revealed? Because, well, I didn't know that angels had this kind of an ability to go and pull off here before, with Beerus then responding, yeah, well, you're in luck here, demon, and so now I would advise for you just to stand back in the meantime and watch this battle very closely, because I can promise you that you are about to bear witness to something that that is truly going to be special. To which it was only all the while in the meantime throughout the entirety of the multiverse itself, as Champa and Vados also went on to sense this massive anomaly having to happen, was when Champa then went on to quickly respond, "Wait, what the heck is that massive and boundless energy that I'm sensing, Vados? For could this be the very power of the Grand Minister that is beginning to shake the entirety of the cosmos like this?" With Vados responding, "Why yes, Lord Champa, for this is unquestionably the doing of the Grand Minister having to now reveal himself onto the surface, but what's even more astonishing," Vados adds, "is that it also appears as though he has now liberated the entire multiverse and now having to free them from the Demon Realm's control as well. So the Grand Minister has finally returned, and from the looks of it," Angel Margarita from Universe 11 went on to then quickly add, "is that he also appears to be looking to finish this battle with that demon. However, with the coming battle ahead and with all eyes now locked and having them redirect everyone's attention towards the Demon Realm, and for everyone's sake, I hope that he is able to go and finish what that monster had started, because I fear that we won't go and have a second chance if this doesn't work, which I just know that it will." But then, it was only just upon with the Grand Priest now beginning to address Raijin directly upon having to now reveal his Omni form to him, was when the Grand Priest then went on to quickly respond, "Raijin, you have violated the very foundation of all that was, all that is, and all that ever could be through your actions, and through your actions of those whom you have used to go and get where you wanted to be, as this nightmare that you have forged through the darkness in which you have spread will now come to a bitter end, and it'll come by the end of my hands and my hands alone. And through these actions that you have now taken and going against the very laws that we have placed here long before your time, you are now going to come to face your judgment, as from this moment onwards, I will be the one whom you will be standing across and battling against, demon. And while I can go as far as to hereby now go and eliminate you here and now as quickly as I was shown in having to go and enter within your domain," the Grand Priest continues, "death itself is far too merciful of an end for you, as I am going to now go and make sure that you feel the weight of all of the lives in which you have destroyed, along with the balance that you have thrown into disarray, demon. For I will go on to strip you of this stolen power along with shattering this corrupted spirit of yours, as you will come to beg for the end of your life while I deny you the grace of death itself," the Grand Priest continues, "as I am going to go on to punish you for every action that you have taken in breaking the laws in which you have, Raijin, and for attempting to converge and use the power of the 3 ancient configuration cubes in seeking out and attempting to also go and corrupt what lies beyond the other side. Will it only also now go on to be something that I will go and punish you for dearly, demon. And while you are now considered to be the second known life form to ever come this far and having to go and force my hand by revealing my true power and having to bring it out and onto the surface here against you, now I can start to see on exactly why you are every bit as dangerous as you claim for yourself to be," the Grand Priest continues, "despite in having to further wield stolen and abominable power after merging both Murno's nature and Angel with your very own a demon. And now that I stand before you and having to wield a power that goes far beyond your very own reach, I am going to deliver onto you a pain and a beating so great," the Omni Grand Priest continues, "that no other force in the entire multiverse is going to go and save you from what it is that you have coming, demon," with Raijin responding,
"How you doing?
You wretched vermin, for you may see yourself as being the Grand Guardian of Divine Order, but through my eyes, all I see is but a target who awaits their ultimate obliteration, because not only does this declaration of war excite me, but it only goes on to further fuel my desire to go and tear you apart, dismantle your prestige, and extinguish this light of yours once and for all. As your declaration only ensures that I will now go on to use every ounce of my full power to go and do what it is that fallen angel Murno couldn't go and do," Raijin continues, "and that is for me to simply go and erase you from existence itself by my hand and my hand alone. So you may go on to be the strongest now, and perhaps even having to be nearly invincible after revealing this omni power of yours, but understand clearly here, priest, that my wrath recognizes no boundaries, as I will go and run you down by the end of this war
7
until
out of 8
your
players
final
just
breath
level
is
up.
taken beneath the weight of my boundless power and paying you back for everything that it was that you had went on to go and do to me, Angel. How dare you go and position yourself in declaring my endgame so prematurely when the source of my internal torment and the reasons behind as to why I went and did what I did was all because of you, you meddlesome wretch. But no matter, because by the time this here is over between us, no matter how high it is that you are able to climb and no matter how powerful you want to go and claim for yourself to be, I cannot and I will not go and allow for you to be in what will result in my undoing, you rotten creature. And what hubris in having everything that it was that you had just said come from you of all people? Because how are you going to be so sure that any of this that you have just said is actually going to unfold in the ways of which you think that they're going to, Raijin questions? How are you so sure that I too don't also possess the potential in reaching a similar Omni-based level just like yours, you angelic worm? And why wouldn't I be able to? Why wouldn't I be able to ascend beyond your reach in obtaining a similar level of power, or perhaps even a far greater one, or perhaps even a far greater one than the one that you are shown in having to use against me right now, Angel? Because let's not go and
Right now we're
forget
playing
now that
Dragon Ball
I
The
am
Breakers.
able to fully use
Just
and
waiting for
tap
the next
into
match to
Murno's
begin.
reserves,
In the meantime,
along with
watching
his
a manga
potential in having it
by a
elevated to
YouTuber
far greater
called
heights
Unreal
than
End
the one in
Gaming.
which I am
The
currently
manga is called
residing
Beyond Dragon
within.
Ball
And so
Super, the
what
entire
makes you
story of
believe
the
that
Dark
I won't
Masters
be
and
able
Demon
to
God
eclipse you
Raijin.
if my potential
anyone's
far
wondering.
exceeds your very own Grand Minister? With the Omni Grand Priest responding, your empty threats do not invoke any fear that is placed within my heart when having to take a look into seeing as to what you turned yourself into. And as this amalgamated parasite continues to go and fester from deep within you, the Omni Grand Priest continues, as it feeds off of your desperate rage in hopes of being enough in what will stop me, you have already lost this battle here against me, as I will gladly hereby go as far as to also prove it to you the moment you are to go and make your first move. A parasite, huh? Is that what you think of me as being? Well, fine. Then why don't you go and stay right where you are and I'll... You are in way over your head here against me if you believe that I will be intimidated in the least by anything it is that you have to say, the Omni Grand Priest interrupted by having to then be shown striking Raijin in the stomach. And so what good is your own word to anyone if you will ultimately fail to deliver on your promises, especially since you and I both know that no matter what you assume to know after retaining Murno's memory or lack thereof, you will never escape the judgment that awaits you, the Grand Priest continues. But in the meantime, let's just see if you can prove me wrong, as now I want to see if you have what it takes to do as I just did and match my resolve, demon. Now I get it, Vegeta went on to then respond, as the Grand Minister is looking to do unto Raijin as Raijin had done unto so many others. But could this perhaps be a mistake of some kind that maybe the Grand Minister is hereby making? Because how could we go and be so sure that this demon isn't going to use one of the many tricks throughout this battle that he has within his pocket to elevate himself even further than where he is right now in this battle? With Beerus responding, well, although we cannot go and simply rule out the idea of this demon having to somehow find a way to perhaps change the tides within his favor during this battle, the odds of seeing this demon prevail over the Grand Minister, however, is essentially non-existent. Yes, and while I second Lord Beerus' overview, since the Grand Minister appears to deliberately want to choose to engage Raijin this way, Whis adds, I am also starting to now believe that while Raijin indeed appears to be changing from within, perhaps the Grand Minister is also using this moment here between them to go as far as to gauge his Omni level of power when fighting this demon, since Raijin's case in having an enemy of his caliber come along isn't always a frequent one to begin with here either, and so I must go on to assume that the Grand Minister is hereby going and taking these moments to not only punish this demon for everything that he has done to break the laws of the cosmos before him, but on top of the fact, it also looks as though the Grand Minister is testing to see if he could exploit any and all of Raijin's weaknesses and vulnerabilities, Whis says, and as I would go as far as to wager that he must already know of some of them by now, which is why we will have to go and wait and see as to what will come from this. Make a mockery of me, will you, to shun me away and cast me into the voids beneath you, huh? Raijin adds, well, not this time, because this time I won't allow for you to have this go within your favor. And as I intend on having things go and end differently here between us, and if you still wish to go and doubt me, then stay right where you are. But it was only just as all of these arms were then beginning to explode and literally having no effect upon the Omni Grand Priest whatsoever was when the Omni Grand Priest then went on to respond, does it damage your ego to know that everything that you will try and use against me will ultimately backfire just like the rest did? Because that was just pathetic, Defiler. Oh, don't you worry, because sooner or later I am going to make you eat those words, whether you see it coming or not, which you won't. Which it was only within these very moments now as a gigantic explosion was then seen having to emanate from the battlefield with Raijin being shown having to look on was when Raijin then went on to quickly continue. There we are, as that ought to go and slow him down for a short enough time period and allowing for me to hurry and go and think of some kind of an alternate strategy in order for me to overtake that wretched minister during this battle. But even now something doesn't feel right, because surely he couldn't have just tanked through my attack just now and having none of that affect him now, did it? Just so that we are clear here, Defiler, in case you weren't already able to go and catch on to the fact, for not only am I hereby choosing to go and willingly limit myself here against you so that I may inflict upon you as much damage in making you pay for your actions that had nearly resulted in our absolute annihilation, but I also want for you to go and be able to fully experience the difference between our powers firsthand, since you had already positioned yourself into believing that your strength had already stood at the very pinnacle of supremacy itself, which it almost did after having to do away with both myself and the Omni Kings. The Omni Grand Priest continues, when in reality, your stolen and contradictory powers only serve in having to simply keep you alive long enough before I finally go and decide to put you into the grave where you rightfully belong. Only this time, you will not go on to be afforded the prospect of being lucky enough to have yourself be locked away like how you once were, the Grand Priest says, and that is simply because keeping you alive will only continue to act against our very best interests here, and especially if you were to somehow go and find a way to be freed from your captive prison yet again, just as it was the first time around. And so to avoid and ever allowing for you to create such problems like the ones that you have created thus far by having them happen again one day, I am going to hereby now go and take every opportunity here between us that I can possibly go and manage to get my hands on, and allowing for me to go and inflict upon you the horrors that you yourself had went on to cause onto so many of the others as retribution for your terrible deeds, demon. And that is simply because while you were looking for a shortcut in order to go and attempt to discover and consume the Omniverse by any and all measures, the Omni Grand Priest continues, even if it came at the expense of your own existence, the abomination that you have created by combining Murno's former glory alongside your own cannot be allowed to go and continue to exist, because while the angelic nature seeks equilibrium, the essence of a demonic nature such as your own seeks dominion, the Grand Priest continues, and when forcefully bound together will it only begin to slowly tear your body apart from within, as it currently is shown in having to do right now. An abomination precisely defined, a mixture that unmakes the meanings of its ingredients, which is exactly in what you have become, and no matter how many times you wish to change, the Grand Priest continues, you will never be able to go and undo the damage that you have already caused, especially not after having to use those 3 ancient configuration cubes to go as far as to track down and confirm the existence of the Omniverse as well, demon. To which it was only just then during
I am already at a level no mortal can even dream of reaching. No more games or half measures. Yes, you're just the appetizer.
Embarrassed shit right now.
I admit you're impressive, but you're still nothing more than an appetizer! Pitiful. Such is the way of human pests.
Still sick a little bit. Feeling a lot better than I was yesterday. Maybe I think by Friday I should be 100% again.
Can you hear me? Flying Nimbus Trunks! I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find
We lost Clay
That
already.
won't work.
You're my savior.
You found a power key. Go slot it. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. This is bad.
Man, we lost 2
Somebody's
players
down.
already.
Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
I think I might play Xenoverse later.
That is
Get sick of this
quite
game.
amusing.
To go charge my Nintendo Switch. I don't even know where the game is. I have to go look for it.
Flying Nimbus!
This proves it. As long as mortals exist.
Where am I? Gotta get the hell out of here!
Great. You know what to do with that key.
Gonna make it.
I can remember every moment.
Give me a freaking break.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Get on! Flying Nimbus!
Unfortunately, I don't have a power key radar.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
There's civilians over there.
Where am I?
You would love nothing more than to defeat me.
You be careful too, okay?
Will destroy you.
Flying Nimbus!
That's a new power key. Place it now. I sent you a super transfer. Use it to hold the enemy back.
You got this at the street.
Pitiful. Such is the way of human pests. Soon the world I've been dreaming
Still
of
spy.
for so long will be made manifest. Mortals are unnecessary, and more than that, unwelcome in my paradise.
The startup system for the super time machine is ready. Head there now.
Yo, what's up, Zeke? Is your name Zeke or Zeke? What? Is it the first one or second one? Is it Zeke or Zeke? But I'm chilling.
Flying
Trying to get a
Nimbus!
win. What we do?
Holy hell.
There's our level 4 or level 3.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what
Look at this
danger
guy.
awaits. Think before rushing in.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Here comes a pain.
Appreciate you dropping by, homie. Well, our level 3 is
You should learn when to quit.
I don't know what the hell this is.
Justice. And my form is the word. Worship.
Guys sold us out, man.
Give praise unto me. Me, you. Supply.
do or die.
Me, the invincible, the almighty and divine.
Flying Nimbus!
The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer.
Dude. That's easy.
The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to.
should
Got
get
it?
one more
The
transfer.
super transfer is headed your way. Take it now. Ally down.
I owe you one.
If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
You want that one?
Your spree is over. Beast. And who are you?
Flying Nimbus!
What a beautiful sight. The end of this wretched world.
Stole the fucking transfer.
You're lost!
Definitely recording after. Really doing that.
An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
That is a sin worthy of know your place. Come on.
Not
The
the
startup
race.
system's destroyed.
We could have won, man. This
The
person
time
sold us
machine's
out.
almost prepped. You need to head for the vehicle indicated by a blue light.
After it!
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Stare in.
I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there.
The time has come. to rend the land and cleanse it of all
think I'm gonna
that is
have to,
impure. So
play some Xenoverse.
begins the Jubilee,
charge
heralding
my
the
Switch.
arrival of a divine new world.
Yeah, sick of this game, man.
During these very moments now, as the Omni Grand Priest was then shown having to beat Raijin into an oblivion, was when Goku then went on to quickly chime back in. So what exactly was this Omniverse that Raijin had been so desperate to go and discover and enter into that the Grand Minister keeps talking about? Goku questions. Because aside from now having to go and learn about Raijin's drawbacks that are seemingly having to come from within, why was his mission in having to go and reach to discover the Omniverse that important to him? With Whis responding, well, for as much as I can remember and having to hear whispers about it, the Omniverse itself is said to be home to a vast number of different
Bro,
multiverses and timelines,
it even
all
makes
filled
sense.
with their own alternate dimensions
Honestly,
and
what
events
this
that had
person did
shaped
didn't
them
make
into all
sense.
being
They just
different
pulled
and
the
apart
transfer
from
just
one
to
another.
do
However,
what?
Whis continues, while the question on
Didn't even
how
try
and
to
why Raijin wasn't fully
fight
able to
Vader.
go and bypass his way into
Sabotage
achieving
the
his
game,
plans
basically.
still remains unknown, since of course we still don't truly know on what it was that had caused for him to be thrown back out in the first place. But if there's
mental
one
health
thing that I will
problems,
say
honestly.
Whis adds, it's that no matter how hard he might try and no matter how desperate Raijin becomes in attempting to go and try anything that he believes will turn the tides within his favor, there will be nothing that I truly believe that he can go and do that will work to help save him against the power that the Grand Minister is using out there against that monster right now. And while Raijin's current punishment is an order that directly comes down from the Grand Minister, as he believes that such evil is deserving of such a fate as the one that Raijin is facing within this very moment right now, since Raijin's entire motive was seemingly to go and conquer every other reality, including his own, which has now ultimately resulted in having Raijin face the full weight of his karma by the hands of the Grand Minister himself, especially when given their history. And unless of course there is something that Raijin isn't showing us out there, Whis continues, do I only then believe that this punishment here by the Grand Minister is absolutely warranted, because unlike what Murno tried doing, Raijin had attempted to overstep the natural laws which hold the multiverse together, and because of this, Whis adds, we will simply have to wait and watch to see on how this will go before we are to go and make any sudden judgment or assumption out there. To which moments later, as we then pan on over back to the Grand Priest, as the Grand Priest was shown having to beat Raijin down, was when the Grand Priest then went on to quickly respond, you battle for control within yourself, but it's utterly futile, for the unstable merger between both angelic and demonic powers will ultimately erupt in a violent internal cataclysm from within, tearing your spirit apart until you have made the ultimate choice, and that is to simply go on to choose whether to accept your fate here and be punished for your crimes, as you cannot possibly hope to match my power output during this battle here. Or, the Grand Priest continues, you can choose to instead go and continue to push yourselves in hopes of having something change here against me, which will only continue to further drive you deeper and deeper into the voids of insanity, as no matter which of these outcomes you end up choosing, and no matter how strongly you believe that anything that you can come up with here will actually work, the Grand Priest continues, and no matter how strongly it is that you feel in your conviction here to push yourself in attempting to use any and all measures that you could go and get your hands on to try and leverage victory over me, understand these words when I tell them to you, that I will not only crush your aspirations of ever having you attempt such actions here against me with succession, but you have also reached the limits of your full power, which barely even had any effect out here against me, the Grand Priest continues, which I am more than already certain that you are also very well aware of by now, which only further explains as to why you are starting to slowly lose your composure out here against me, demon. And as the overseer of the laws in which the
I
great
haven't
Omni
played it
Kings
yet.
hold in place, the Omni Grand Priest
I've seen the
continues,
gameplay,
commit to
but I
an
wasn't really
action and
interested
make your choice
in it.
against me here and now.
But,
Otherwise, I will hereby
I
go
might
and
play
make your
Xenoverse
choice
tonight.
for you, as
Xenoverse
the pain
2?
that I intend on having to go and put
I have
you
to go look
through
for the
has
game.
only just began to scratch the surface here, you abomination. And thus choose now, demon, with the battle damage Raijin being shown slowly getting up by turning around and responding, why, you self-absorbed and arrogant angelic creature, and just why would I go and bow myself out of this battle so soon? For you have some nerve, angel. I hate you.
How are you
more than
liking that
words
game?
could ever possibly possibly hope to go and describe
Do you have to,
what it says, but this
you have to buy stuff in the
isn't
game?
over. This isn't over
Like, do you have
by
to,
a long shot,
purchase new
Angel.
characters,
So
purchase
don't
moves,
go
or
and
is everything
assume and
free?
Take this moment and having it be what signifies my end, because I am very much far from finished here with you, Grand Minister. And even if I must go and burn my very own existence down to ashes and rise from the fires of oblivion itself, I will find a way to go and match your power. And once I do, once the tides have shifted within my favor, will my strength only wind up in having to completely eclipse yours in ways that your
You play with randoms or you play with your
mind
friends?
cannot possibly hope to comprehend. As I had sworn a very long time ago that if the Divine would not go and make room for my hunger, Raijin continues, then I will leave nothing behind in the wake of destroying everything.
The only thing that sucks about
they hold
Breakers
dear
is
to
that
their hearts if
it's an
it means
online
having
game
to
and it takes
finally
a
win,
while to find a
and
match.
will I shall.
Other than that, the
Because
game's pretty
if
fun.
this means that I will have to go and destroy myself in order to finally destroy all of them, then that is exactly what I will hereby go and accept, in allowing for this to go and be my fate. If it means having me go and take them all down and into the graves alongside with me. And while they see me as being an existential threat to their very ways of life and existence itself, if I must
Your,
go and destroy my very
offline
nature
story
in
mode, or
order
is it
to
just
watch
online?
them all crash and burn as a result of my unbound quest for absolute power, then that is exactly what it will be that I will now go and do, no matter the cost. Which it was only shockingly enough now within these very moments, with the others having to oversee, as Raijin was now beginning to seemingly transform and having to manifest all of his power now onto the surface, was when Beerus went on to then quickly chime in. What in the world does that maniac think he's doing over there, Whis?
You should get
As his
Breakers.
power is starting
The
to
game's usually
rapidly
under
skyrocket,
$30
even more than
on
how it
most
was
stores.
shown and having to be before.
And if you have
So now
PC
what is
or
that
Steam, the
demon
game's
think that
usually on
he's
sale
doing?
all the
Because
time.
everything is starting to shake under the
So
weight
get
of
it while
the
you can.
power that he is
Pretty fun.
exerting, with Vegeta having to then quickly chime
we found a
in.
match. Should begin in
Where
about
did
2
he
minutes.
go and manage to find this much power from? As surely you aren't going to go and tell me that this freak had been harboring this much power since the very beginning, whilst having to go and hide this from us the entire time. Now, did he? Because it's also now starting to look as though his body is starting to change out there as well. But why? With Whis responding, oh no, no,
have a
no,
level
no,
100
no.
Vegeta.
As I am starting to fear that there is something else that is now beginning to take shape, which appears to be coming from deep within his very spirits. As despite with the amount of power that Raijin is pouring out onto the surface now,
Yeah, you can play Breakers on Switch. Check the Nintendo store to see what the price is, or try Amazon. You can get it probably cheaper on Amazon.
You'll be dead soon.
Can you hear me? It's Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of
Got him, son.
supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. Flying Nimbus! You found a power key. Go slot it. Great! You know what to do with that key.
The Raider's over there, so I don't think it's smart to clap on key right now.
Anyone out there?
Somebody's down! Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
My savior.
We'll deal with it now.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
You have to be very careful.
So, who wants to die first?
Yeah, you usually have to wait like an hour for a Raider match.
Great! You know what to do with that key.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Flying Nimbus! That's a new power key. Place it now.
We lost him.
Oh man.
It sucks when you get a Raider match and then you get a pre-made. You just get your ass beat. Tripping, or I guess it was one of these guys that had the ball.
Flying Nimbus!
Holy hell. Oh man.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
We just need to find one more ball. Okay, I see it. Pre-made is when a group of people match together. So like, say you and 6 of your friends create a lobby. That's what considered a pre-made. A lot easier to win against Raider when everyone's talking and coordinating together. pretty hard to set these keys, man.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
I mean, I could try, but I'm most likely get killed. So it's not the smartest thing to do right now.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
If I can find that last Dragon Ball, we can summon and distract him. But it doesn't look like he has the last ball. I'll go over here and look for it. We need to find one more Dragon Ball. If we can find the last Dragon Ball, we can summon, fight, distract him. Those two keys are right beside each other. That's gonna be hard to plant them. We're trying to look for this ball.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Okay, so Vegeta has the last ball. So we have to beat him up and let him drop the ball. I'm trying to save this guy right now.
Flying Nimbus!
Die down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. Out of my face! Bastard!
Yeah, we all got KO'd there. Match is over. Just like that, this guy killed like 4 people.
Looks like you used up all your power with that one, huh?
The escape time machine's ready to launch. Ignore the power keys. Get out of there. There's a beacon where the blue light is. Do you see it? Head that way fast.
I'm in trouble now.
I took the Dragon Balls.
Now, stay understood.
Phew.
Gallic gun!
The super time machine startup system is ready.
Close.
Please, you need to be extra careful. I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them. The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer. The startup system
Man
is
doesn't
under
know how to use
attack.
a sword.
Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it?
Phew.
goes nothing. I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, at least he didn't give up. He's still trying. You can't win, but he's still playing. No chance.
Oh.
And it has 10 seconds left.
I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there.
Ooh, he just made it. Shout out to the Raiders for not killing him.
His essence from within appears to be rapidly changing, as it almost now appears as though he is now beginning to condense his energy into one singular point within his body, almost like some kind of a ticking time bomb of sorts. But we mustn't go and let our guard down just yet, Whis continues, because it still doesn't look as though we are going to be getting out of this mess here anytime soon. To which, as we pan on
I'll be
over
right
back
back,
to the
guys.
Grand Priest, was when the Grand Priest went on to then quickly respond. So I was right to assume that he is going for broke down there, since he now looks to be pushing himself beyond his previous physical capabilities. But what exactly is he planning? Listen to me, all of you. Whis went on to then create a barrier by addressing everyone and responding, as no matter what ends up happening out there, and no matter what this monster tries to unleash and having to draw forth and onto the surface, we are to ensure and trust that the Grand Minister will continue to go and handle things the way they are. But I do fear that since it now looks as though with Raijin beginning to grow more and more unstable the more he continues to overexert himself, this was surely the last thing that I had ever expected to go and watch unfold. Whis continues, as I had ultimately feared that he would go and harbor more power than what he was shown in having to use when battling against the rest of us. But since we really don't know as to what it is that we are in for, especially with Raijin now appearing to now be far stronger than Murno was ever shown in having to be before, we must trust that the Grand Minister will go on to finish this beast for good, as he is our one and only best chance in having to ensure our survival when facing that monster. To which it was only back on over with the Grand Priest now having to oversee this from above and now gaining a better understanding as to what it was that Raijin was now beginning to do, was when the Omni Grand Priest then went on to quickly respond. So this was your backup plan that you have been hiding from the rest of us this entire time, for you have not only allowed for the parasite that was growing from deep within your forged spirits to now fully manifest itself onto the surface, but he also appears to be concentrating all of his energy into one singular point within his body somewhere, the Grand Priest continues, and now having to amount into becoming a ticking time bomb of sorts, which only goes as far as to now show me that he is willing to go and throw his own life away if it means putting an end to me. To which it was only back down below as Raijin's transformation was now seemingly having to be complete and giving way to now go as far as to reveal Raijin's Berserker form having to manifest itself onto the surface, was when Berserker Raijin then went on to quickly respond. You drove me into this, you angelic freak! You are the one who had pushed me to my absolute breaking point. And now that I have exerted everything that I am into bringing it out and onto the very surface, this is where you are going to finally meet your end. And as I vow to destroy you at any and all costs, no matter if I am to go and destroy myself along the way, Raijin continues. This is the choice that I have decided to go with here, because just as it once was when I fell, in due time so will you, the last of the old guard and mightiest warriors among them all, fall as well, Raijin says. And since both yourself along with your pathetic allies there have already taken everything that I could ever hope to strive for, and coming in between everything it was that I had been slowly building here, just as all of you had managed to once again go and take everything away from me, and I too will now ensure that I am going to go and do the same to all of you, because if I can't go and be allowed to rule over the multiverse with an iron fist whilst being granted access into once again being able to enter into the Omniverse, then nobody can, as I will gladly go and stake my life on it that it does. Whoa, what in the world just happened to him out there, you guys? For his power feels completely different and far more massive than how it was shown prior to watching him undergo that transformation of his, but what do you all think that this could mean, Goku continues, and more importantly, do you all think that he is maybe now around the same level as the Grand Minister? Because I really didn't truly think that he would even go and take it this far, with Whis responding, oh dear, well I'm afraid to say that I honestly do not know at the moment, for this new power of Raijin's appears to be the complete integration of both his demonic and angelic sides, in having them be pushed to unprecedented extremes and birthing some kind of a mutation of sorts, Whis continues, as he also seems to now be operating on a level so dangerously volatile that it goes far beyond any normal deity's capacity to maintain, with the only other exceptions in having to be the Grand Minister and the Omni Kings, and with every surge of energy that he exerts, the situation spirals into greater peril and potentially dooming us all if this imbalance that I sense, which appears to be coming from somewhere deep within, isn't dealt with immediately, Whis says. And yet even now, I can't seem to detect on where this imbalance is originating from, as the energy currents within his body are now in a constant flux, which ultimately makes it nearly impossible for me to go and trace, Whis says, to which it was only just as Raijin was then shown successfully completing his transformation and now having to address the Grand Priest was when Raijin then went on to quickly respond, behold, O exalted attendant of the Omni Kings, as I have now transcended. For no longer am I bound by the mediocre limits that had once confined within me now, but instead, Berserker Raijin continues, I now embrace an entirely new realm of power altogether, as well as having me accept this newly forged spirit of mine, which was born out of my hatred and fire, and having it be what will guide me here against you, as you should have destroyed me when you had the chance, and having to go and do so earlier, Raijin continues. But just like yourself here, Grand Minister, I just want for you to know that should the stars go and align against me, which I already know that they won't, but if, against all reason, my inevitable victory is once again ripped away from me, then worry not, because there is always a plan B, Grand Minister, an enigma of mine so profound that it will only ensure my triumph over you, even if I am to be destroyed, in ways of which you can't even begin to fathom, you pathetic lapdog. As you may go on to be the ethereal enforcer who governs over the entire multiverse, Raijin continues, but this breakthrough of mine, after shattering my limits, will ultimately be in what will set the new standard here between us, as it is an extremely rare opportunity for two of the most powerful titans across the planes of all life to be shown and having to clash like this. But what do you say that we go and resume our battle
homie?
from where we had left
How you
off,
doing?
and finally having to settle our long and storied history here once and for all, as well as finally coming to discover the truth and seeing as to which one of us is truly the strongest living beings in the entire cosmos. And so now, are you ready? Because I am going to hit you with everything that I can possibly exert, and so are you ready?
Just waiting for the next
Interesting,
match to begin.
Grand Priest
Appreciate you dropping
responds,
by.
and so while your power
We have
may
6
be
out of 8
impressive
players.
to those who are unaware of
7 out
what
of
it
8
is
now.
that you had done to achieve such a level, not only do I hereby Caleb, I feel
Establishing the
strongly about this
connection.
upcoming battle of ours, given my experience and confidence in knowing that my power is mine, and I welcome you to go ahead
Now we
and
found a
gladly
match.
give me your absolute best, because
Raider
this
match.
is going to be the last time that you will ever have the chance to go and prove me wrong about you here, demon, and so now bring it. To which, of course, Raijin did in fact do exactly as the Grand Priest said in having to bring it, because with Raijin then shown having to quickly make his way towards the Omni Grand Minister was when Vegeta went on to then quickly respond, wait a minute, and just what exactly did he mean by what he had mentioned out there when he said that he had some kind of a plan B in case he is to go and definitively lose out there against the Grand Minister? And more importantly, Vegeta continues, is what exactly do you mean by what you said about having to go and sense the source behind this irregular imbalance within him constantly shifting around to where it can't be traced? Because I don't understand as to what it is that you were saying, and so what exactly do you mean? With Whis having to then quickly respond,
Yeah,
well, regarding in what Raijin meant by having
Next
this
match is
plan
about to
B
begin in a
of
minute,
his in
so hurry
case
up.
he were to go and fail to defeat the Grand Minister during this battle, and I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest idea of what exactly he is plotting, as this could simply imply anything from perhaps maybe another hidden artifact of some kind, to perhaps maybe an ally of some sorts if he hasn't already eliminated the ones that he already had before. However, Whis continues, I do theorize that this may in fact tie directly into the alarming irregularity that I sense coming from deep within him, and as we mustn't go and underestimate this demon's ability to subvert and manipulate our expectations, Whis adds, even if he is faced with having to go and engage against the Grand Minister's Omni power, because just like he was shown in having to do a few minutes ago, Raijin could ultimately grow desperate enough in attempting to try something similar of the sorts, but in a different way if he needs to. But on top of that, it would seem as though he is continuously drawing additional power from the demon realm and treating
Yo, what's up?
Right now we're playing Dragon Ball The Breakers. I have my Raider match. Wish me luck, guys.
Let the Carnival of Terror begin. Give me the Dragon Ball.
You won't get your wish.
You have my thanks.
Nothing over here. Here it is, kid. I did not see him.
Give me the Dragon Ball.
I'm sorry, everyone.
You have my thanks. Give me the Dragon Ball.
What are those?
If you do not have them, then I have no need.
Appreciate it, guys.
Careful now. This will be right before I got
What is this?
Where are the Dragon Balls?
Here.
Very well. I'll make sure your death is quick.
I need help.
Where are the Dragon Balls?
Dragon, whatchamacallit? What are those?
Yeah, key rush.
Where are the Dragon Balls?
What are those?
$1 damage. We got lucky. Know where the key is though.
I can't do this. You have the esteemed privilege of being the first to see my next fall. Rejoice!
Here comes the pain! Bastard!
I will not tolerate failure.
I forgot the escape time machine came along. We got W.
You're no match for me.
I think 120 is the limit.
It like an endless reservoir for extra energy and a bolstered power supply.
Thank you.
However, those stumped on having to break through this enigma, but the Grand Priest, being immensely more seasoned and potent, Whis continues, will undoubtedly enough get to the heart of Raiden's anomalies. However, I do implore you all not to go and rush in just yet, and so now let us observe until the moment demands for our involvement, Whis adds. I strongly suspect that he is still siphoning additional power straight from the demon realm itself, and perhaps using it as some kind of an auxiliary energy source or supplementary power supply of some kind to further amplify and fuel his dark evolution, as even though I can't fully penetrate this mystery just yet myself, Whis continues, you can nevertheless rest assured that the Grand Minister, with his vast amounts of experience and unimaginable battle power, will undoubtedly unravel it all by the very end of this conflict, as he is far superior in such matters. But please, everyone, do make sure to hold yourselves back and do not intervene just yet, as we must wait until it's clear for our assistance is truly required in helping the Grand Minister if he needs us. Wait, but hold on, Kibi then went on to quickly ask Whis by responding, at the moment, while it appears like Raijin is at least starting to look as though he is able to fight back without having to be completely overtaken like he was shown in being just a few moments ago, how are we to know if our aid isn't warranted now, Angel? With Whis responding, well, although it's hard to tell at the moment, even though I strongly stand with the Grand Minister having to still hold the advantage here, despite with Raijin having to seemingly attempt to fight on par with him, very rarely does something like this ever go on to rear its ugly head onto the surface in being something that you will see every day, and for Raijin's destabilizing nature having be something that I'm sure the Grand Minister is already hyperfixated and focused on, Whis continues, we must go on to trust that the Grand Minister can continue to maintain dominance over this demon, and while it's unclear on what exactly is going through each of their heads as they carry on in testing one another's sheer might and willpower by enduring such brutal punishment, unless there is to be something critical that changes, or unless the Grand Priest were to somehow go and approve of our aid, will I only continue to go on to urge you all to stay right where you are and leave this up to the Grand Minister to go and deal with Brohan responding, so tell us then, Whis, is your confidence rooted in knowing that the Grand Minister is still far stronger than this demon currently is? Because unless of course there is something
Flying Nimbus! I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Thanks.
There.
You found a power key. Go slot it. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
Is anyone out there? Please help me.
You know what? Fuck this, bro. I'm sick of this shit.
Please help me.
Holy hell.
Thank you very much.
Here comes the pain! Great! You know what to do with that key.
Where'd you go? Oh, he ran away. Definitely got.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Oh, man.
Flying Nimbus!
Stay calm. Stay calm. Oh, man.
Please!
Nah, close. We almost got him.
Please help me. You're my savior.
What's the big idea?
All right.
Welcome.
Thought I was a goner there.
Lost another person.
Flying
That's
Nimbus!
a new power key. Place it now.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Welcome. Thank you.
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
Black Rot. Let's save you.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
These two die, it's game over.
Flying Nimbus!
Escape time machine with him.
Flying Nimbus!
Hey, you all right?
Annoying ass guy.
The startup system for the super time
Flying
machine is
Nimbus!
ready. Head there now.
Gotta get the hell out of here! Give me a freaking break.
Damn,
down.
son.
Exercise extreme caution if
Just
you're
me
going to
and this
help.
other guy with the dragon chain.
Holy hell.
Their power level is garbage.
Health system supplies are done. Come on. Faster.
I swear they make it impossible to fight these guys, man.
I'm the fastest in the universe.
Galaxy!
Ally down. If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Yo, what's up, Super Saiyan?
I owe you one.
Feeling better today, yes. Still a little sick, but feeling a lot better. What's up with you?
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. Stay calm. Stay calm.
I was being greedy and trying to grab that last food.
Nailed it.
Did they see me?
Congratulations, Witch Raider.
Too close for comfort.
How was school, homie?
The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer. The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it?
What? That was intense. Flying Nimbus!
The startup system's destroyed. The escape time
Vegeta?
machine's almost prepped.
Nice, nice.
You need to head for the beacon that's indicated by a blue light.
Did that 33 XP help you out of that?
I'm sure this will
At Super Saiyan, I never had to take Spanish class in high school. I had to take French. But only, I needed 1 credit. So I only had to take French 1 time.
Nice, cool.
Uh-oh. Transform!
Your body is mine! I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there.
Raider's wildin', bro.
This is perfect.
Big. We're getting 200 XP. The other one was like what? Was it like 3,300 XP we were getting?
More that none of us can happen to go and see out there, Brohan
Should've kept that,
continues. If the Grand Minister is still in
33
fact
XP
far
off.
stronger, then how come he just doesn't go and destroy
just
this
for a couple of
demon
days.
right then and there and be done with this, with Whis responding? Now, while I do personally still believe for the Grand Minister to not only be far stronger and far more capable than Raijin is shown in having to be out there against him, the reasons as to why I believe that the Grand Minister is looking to wage this fight against such an adversary like this is more than likely due to Raijin's comments about this secondary plan of his, along with having to go and take this time to go and test his Omni level of power Whis adds, since there of course wouldn't have been anyone else out there who would have been able to go and test
there
the
a
Grand
specific
Minister's
reason why you need
resolve
to learn
like
Spanish?
this, as I am more than sure
And
that
I'll be
this
right back,
must
guys.
be on exactly why he is choosing to go through with this the way that he currently is, to which as Raijin was then shown having to completely land on the ground safely, was when an irritated and frustrated Raijin went on to then further acknowledge the Grand Priest by responding, "Why, you dirty little angelic pest, you aren't going to cast me aside and dismiss my resolve here against you that easily, especially not while I still have far more power left and going and using it here against you." But even despite with Raijin's best attempts in having to once again miss the Grand Priest was when the Grand Priest went on to then quickly respond, "Then if that's how you plan on having to go and continue this here against me, you'll need to go and be far quicker and far more strategic than that if you hope to achieve this goal of yours, which you and I both know isn't going to be achieved here no matter what it is that you try, Raijin. And so now let us go and continue by having you feel every bit of the pain that you have went on to inflict onto so many others, as this was for attempting to go and do away with both myself along with the Omni Kings, the Omni Grand Priest continues, for you will never go and be given a second chance to ever go and do what you tried to do against us like that ever again. And while I intend on having to go and prove to you on why your power pales in comparison to my own, the Grand Priest adds, despite with you having to overexert yourself to the point where you had created a mutation through your will and wanting to see me destroyed, and I will hereby go and extinguish that very fire that burns within that blackened soul of yours, no matter how long it will take in having me go and do it. So, is that so? Well, not if I have anything to say about that, you won't, you worthless waste of space. So now here you go, as I want for you to go and take this back. But the Grand Priest wasn't having any of this, because even despite with Raijin being shown having to use a portal in trying to further redirect the Grand Priest attack, with the Grand Priest being shown grabbing onto his own attack before shoving it back through the portal, was when the Grand Priest further went on to acknowledge this sentiment by quickly responding, "As if I'd even give you the chance to go and try it here against me, demon. And so no, I don't think so. And as a matter of fact,
7 out of 8
since you
players
don't
just
seem to quite understand given your lack of focus whilst being hell-bent on attempting to try and best me, are you beginning to now see on why that will never happen here, demon? Because if you don't, and if you can't seem to quite get it by now, the Grand Priest adds, then allow for me to once again go and prove to you that no matter what it is that you try, whether it's using demonic or angelic techniques against me, none of it will wind up in having to work on me no matter how many times you go and try them. To which it was only just upon with the massive explosion then quickly having to be seen was when Goku then went on to quickly chime back in, "Incredible, but I can still sense that Raijin's power isn't shown in having to decrease here, but instead," Goku continues, "from what I can tell out there, he seems to be rather forcing himself to go and continue to increase his power despite in having to still fall behind the Grand Minister. So it looks as though you are indeed far more of a complex opponent than I ever expected for someone like you to be. And although I had always known that taking you on was never going to be as easy for me to overcome as it would against any of the others," Raijin continues, "try not
Yo,
to
Super
go and
Saiyan, do you have all the
celebrate
DLC
prematurely
for
here just
Xenoverse
yet,
2?
Grand Minister, because maybe you haven't went on to realize this by now, but you are hereby fighting to try and destroy me within my domain here, Grand Minister. And since we are here and having to wage this final battle of ours within my realm," Raijin adds, "in allowing for for me to go and hold the upper hand here against you by weaponizing this dimension within my favor here. And so, as long as you continue to go on to wage this war here against me within the very ruins of this world that I have carefully forged in preparation for such events, will I only go on to continue to slow you down more and more until I have you right where I need for you to be, Grand Minister. As it was only just then within these very moments now, as the gigantic molten lava from underneath the demon realm was then shown having to completely go on to overtake the Grand Minister, was when Raijin then went on to quickly continue. Ah, the arrogance of the divine attendant shines through once again, you celestial fool. Do you truly believe that your petty maneuvers can keep pace with my demonic ingenuity, Raijin questions? As I shall outmaneuver you at every turn, outperforming your archaic techniques with sheer barbarism, but don't think that I have overlooked that insidious self-healing ability of yours.
You little! Stay still!
Yo, Zenkai on Twitch, what's up?
Can you hear me?
Flying
It's
Nimbus!
Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. You found a power key. Go slot it.
Thanks.
Yo, Zenkai on Twitch. How you doing? I see you. Better to stay right there.
Flying Nimbus!
Ah, I thought we got away.
You're done! Great! You know what to do with that key.
We're only level 2.
Found another power key. You know what to do with that key. Bastard!
We almost got away. I'm only level 1, so I couldn't fight him.
I owe you one.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
He's level 3.
this! This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. Oh no! The super transfer was stolen!
Get the hell out of
Get
here!
another one out right away! Just keep it together until then! The startup system for the super time machine is ready! Head there now! An ally needs your help! We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. I've sent another super transfer. Take it and survive this! I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them. This is bad. Somebody shield! Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
No damn play. One touch, one blow!
That barrier is pretty safe.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
All right here. I was honestly hoping for more.
The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer.
It's on now!
The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? The startup system's destroyed. The escape time machine's almost prepped. You need to head for the beacon that's indicated by a blue light.
It's over. You imbecile! Watch yourself!
Did they see me?
It's over.
Holy hell. Transform!
I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there.
This guy's a pretty good raider.
Now all who have challenged my greatness have fallen! To Commemorate my newfound dominance. I'll destroy this planet.
We got no medals.
Yours here either, Grand Minister, because my strategy is hereby tailored to go and prevent you from activating it amidst our frenzy. And while you might hold out for the time being, Raijin continues, I can assure you that I won't let you stay ahead of me indefinitely for much longer. And if you assume that clinging on to this title as being the mightiest in all of creation scares me, then you should go and think again, you angelic rodents, as not only can I now go on to see that you can feel pain and be hurt under specific circumstances and conditions when taking a look at what my attack had just caused you here, as even if I must go on to destroy myself in order to ensure that you are no longer a threat that stands within the way of my plans, Raijin says, then I will gladly go and do what I must as long as I am able to go and watch you suffer, Minister. To which it was only upon with Beerus being shown having to interject himself was when Beerus then went on to quickly respond, "Wait, you can't be serious here now, right? Are those shards of what seemingly appears to be glass or metal of some kind that this beast has flooded the Grand Minister's body with? Because if so, then now looks to be a better time than any other for us to go and jump. You will not hear, Lord Beerus," Whis went on to then quickly respond. "So please just trust in what I am telling you, and please just wait here for a little while longer while they continue," Whis says. But Raijin, on the other hand, was not having any of it, because with Raijin quickly shown having to dematerialize just before having to rematerialize behind the Grand Minister was when Raijin then went on to quickly respond, "So now ask yourself, what do you think will end up happening to you here if you aren't able to go and fully heal yourself in time, despite while I continue to go and chip away at your very power until I leave you broken and defenseless and doing anything in response to try to go and stop me?" Raijin questions. "Because if this is going to be what I will need to go and continue to do, if it means in having me watch you crumble beneath my feet by the end of this duel, then so be it, because I am very far from finished with you here, Angel." But the Omni Grand Priest was having none of it, because even with the Grand Priest, despite having to now know that Raijin was slowly making his way in, was when the Grand Priest went on to then quickly respond, "Arrogant creature, as all you are managing to go and do here is simply dig your grave that much deeper than how it was shown in having to be before. But no matter," the Grand Priest continues, "as your taunts are just as empty as your grasp on this battle here, demon. For in matter
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
You're my savior.
A super transfer is headed your way. Take it now.
Someone, anyone, please! I'm scared. Oh no! Thank you! Thank you!
grabbing that transfer.
You found a power key. Go slot it.
Flying Nimbus!
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. That's a new power key. Place it now.
Thanks.
Great. You know what to do with that key. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Welcome to Earth.
That's a new
Flying
power
Nimbus!
key. Place it now. Great. You know what to do with that key. Holy hell. I sent you a super transfer. Use it to hold the enemy back.
I go for it.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Now! You're done!
We're level.
Let's go! Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done.
Here comes a pain!
Let's go! An ally needs your help. Let's go! What danger awaits? Think.
Completely missed, bro.
You're gone!
Cool animation, though.
Flying Nimbus!
Welcome to Earth.
startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer. The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it?
Flying Nimbus!
Yeah, one person per transfer. You have to go in there.
I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them. Holy hell, man. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Welcome. Thank you.
I've sent a new super transfer. Sorry, that'll have to do for now.
Flying Nimbus!
Stay calm. Stay calm. Oh, man.
Hey, go easy. If that guy dies, I'm going for that transfer. He got it. Gotta wait for him to come back. We gotta fight.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
You're done!
Stay calm.
Flying now!
Yeah, Lord. What happened to this other guy? He got hit.
Big Bang attack! Close. Dragon Fist! No way!
Down! Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Find me!
The startup system's destroyed.
What
The escape time machine's almost prepped. You need to head for the beacon that's indicated by a blue light.
This. I dare you to find me!
And a minute left.
This isn't good. I suppose this place is safe.
Oh, he's strong, man.
It's not that you are aware of my self-healing capabilities, because such knowledge
Probably
will
play out
only
on my
grant you nothing here against me, as you
Yeah,
struggle to
should be
desperately go and keep pace with me, which is now becoming more evidence based on the way you are fighting here, as I will only go on to permit as to what I can control, and rest assured, the Grand Priest says, this entire confirmation remains firmly under my command, no matter how many times you go and attempt to try to overexert yourself in simply having to keep up with me. For you have deluded yourself into believing that you had went and figured me all out here, but your overly arrogant confidence has betrayed you, because you never did and you never will, demon. And so while your energy continues to surge as you pursue to push yourself far beyond both your physical and mental capabilities, you stagger to adapt when having to face my power in this battle, which only solidifies the painful truth that you have once tried to bury deep within you, which is that you are only hereby being held in place by the very hands that you claim to want to surpass and destroy but never will, demon. You worthless angelic lapdog, you haven't beaten me just yet, and I vow that you never will. But while you think that you may have me all figured out here, Raijin continues upon being shown clenching onto his stomach, you don't have the slightest idea on what you are truly going up against here, as it'll only be a matter of time before you do, and once you do, will it already be far too late for you to go and do anything that will stop me. Now, as badly as you wish to go and devour my power by using your own as a means of asserting your authority over my own, you would be truly delusional to go and believe that anything you try here against me will actually be in what will destroy me, demon, with Berserker Raijin responding, but I don't understand. How are you so calm, and why are you acting as though this death battle of ours is over when it's only just getting started here, Angel, with the Grand Priest responding, the answer as to why is quite simple here, demon, because not only had I been able to see and noticing that you are doing everything that you possibly can to sustain yourself throughout the course of this battle just to simply stay alive, but I'm also now starting to notice that you are struggling to control the power of the angelic race from deep within, which only goes as far as to tell me that you aren't going to be lasting much longer out here, and you know it, Raijin, with an angry Raijin being shown quickly responding, oh, now you listen here, you exalted little worm, for this condescending facade that you continue to plaster on the surface only goes on to mask the fear that I am able to go and sense that is coming from deep within your very spirits, Raijin continues, because you and I both know that it'll only be a matter of a short time before I find a way to reach you. But worry not about what you think is going to happen here, Raijin adds, because while you claim to want to go and bolster your resolve by attempting to go and try to make me pay for my actions here against all of you, understand that no matter what you try and say, and no matter how many of you there are that wait by the sidelines and having to align themselves in your cause to try and stop me, I will continue to not only force myself to push back against you by crushing you beneath the sheer weight of my bottomless and superior power,
Right now we have
but
6 out of 8
once
players.
this battle here between us is finally done, and once the dust from our war here finally begins to settle, Raijin says, it'll be I who will be crowned as the new Omni ruler within this no reality, and unlike how it was a long time ago, it will be you who will come to ultimately experience on what this pain that you claim to want to inflict upon me will feel like once you are to finally fall as I once fell. But then, it was only just within these very moments as the Omni Grand Priest went on to make his move by striking Raijin away was when the Grand Priest went on to then quickly respond, then by all means go right ahead and do your worst here if you honestly think that it'll truly be enough to go and crush me, despite with me not even having to feel the need to go and use 100% of my true power here against you to begin with here, Raijin. I don't like this, as it only now seems like this demon is willing to go and risk it all just to prove his point by doing what he can to try and topple the Grand Minister's power here, Beerus says. But although with the Grand Minister seemingly having to go and remain in complete control of this contest, something about this entire situation to me just doesn't feel right, Beerus continues. But hopefully I'll go and be proven wrong here, because that demon shouldn't be this powerful enough to go and resist the Grand Minister, but somehow he is trying to be. To which it was only within these very moments now, with the Omni Grand Minister being shown having to completely dominate Raijin by being shown having to strike him from behind, was when the Omni Grand Priest went on to then quickly respond, as this here is for going about and having you carry on by endangering the entirety of all life within the multiverse, in calling for the mightiest warriors to go and be destroyed, all within the name of a stolen title that you wield, while I, on the other hand, had been kept locked away by you and allowing for you to nearly secure victory over them, demon. And so now go and do yourself a favor for the sake of having to go and save yourself the embarrassment and surrender this battle here against me. Otherwise, I will go and continue to punish you until you are no longer able to move here, demon, with Raijin responding, you sanctimonious little fool, basking in your momentary triumph as if it means anything at all in the grand scheme of things. And while you may have went and had outmaneuvered me here once again, Raijin continues, since I really don't have anything left to lose here, allow for me to go and reveal my glorious master plan to you, Grand Minister. For you see, this anomaly that I have harbored within, which I am more than certain that you have sensed by now, isn't a weakness of any kind, but rather an egg. Yes, a pulsating embryo of power created by infusing my potential along with Murno's former glory and having it give way to my next great evolution, Raijin says. And as I cycle these final moments during this great conflict of ours in order to go and annihilate my current self so that I may go and be reborn and having to be immeasurably more powerful than how I am right now, and if by some chance my next great evolution is to go and be prevented, then I will go and erupt in an all-consuming explosion, swallowing the entire multiverse whole so that triumph eludes us all internally, Grand Minister. And if I can't be the one to go and rule over these worlds with an iron fist and allowing me to become the mightiest in all of creation, Raijin continues, including by displacing both yourself along with those little worthless Omni Kings, then I will just go about in having to set off my destructive seed early and destroy the entire multiverse, along with every world within it, if it means in having to be able to solidify my victory at everyone's expense, Angel. And then, only then, if I am able to go and evolve myself by destroying who and what I am within this very moment so that I may go and emerge far more potent and far more powerful and far more dangerous than how I am right now, will I only then go about by having to carry out these final stages of my newly conjured up grand plan by feasting upon your flesh and the flesh of those who side with you, along with feeding on your beating hearts by the time all of this is over, Raijin says. And if I feel the need to go the extra distance in terminating myself so that none of you may live to see tomorrow, well then that will be exactly on what I plan to do if I need to, Angel. To which it was only within these very moments, once again with the Omni Grand Priest having to take charge and going after Berserker Raijin yet again, was when Goku then went on to quickly respond, wait, so you're meaning to go and tell me that this maniac is planning to not only go and destroy himself so that he could go and use that corrupted seed within himself to evolve into becoming an even far greater danger to us than how he is shown in having to be right now, but he will also go and still try to attempt to destroy himself along with all of us and the entire multiverse if he can't go through with having to put down the Grand Minister, with Whis responding, yes, that would appear so, as I'm afraid because while I just knew that there was something more that I was able to go and sense that had been coming from deep inside of his dark and twisted soul, Raijin has managed to go and transform his physical body in wielding it like a weapon of sorts, but while their battle above is resulting in having it shake the heavens all around us, I do happen to think that Raijin now knows that without his secondary plans and having them be set into action against the Grand Minister, will he only be doomed to fail like he had failed once before in having to go and stop the Grand Priest, to which as the Grand Priest was then shown behind Raijin, it was only just as Raijin was beginning to look around and having to try to locate to see where the Grand Priest was when the Grand Priest went on to address Raijin by responding, you know, I do find it quite interesting that despite with you having
Would you care to take part in a little warm-up? Would you care to take part in a little warm-up? Would you care to take part in a little warm-up? Would you care to take part in a little warm-up?
Going with this guy's internet. Alright, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Flying
It's
Nimbus!
Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
We didn't find no keys yet.
You're my savior.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Flying Nimbus!
Stay calm. Stay calm. Oh, man.
Gotta get out of there and call it a day.
An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Or I can call him Victor Chapter. Oh, let's get out.
This is bad. Somebody's down.
Oh, why you would do that?
Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Oh, man.
We lost this match.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Thank you very much.
Bro, we didn't find one key.
You found a power key.
Finally.
Don't slot it.
Took like 4 minutes, bro.
I need help.
Yeah, we just have to fight.
You're a big help.
Stay calm. Stay calm. You're done! Cocky little worm! Shows nothing! Come on! You're gone! Come on! Flying Nimbus! Bastard!
Did a little bit of damage.
The escape time machine's ready to launch. Ignore the power
Sounds
keys.
great.
Get out of there. There's a beacon where the blue light is. Do you see it?
James!
Head that way fast. Man, somebody's down. Extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream now. I'm gonna go have me some lunch. And I'll be back later tonight. So give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Have a good afternoon. Peace.